Hey, I am back. Ray. In this video, we're going to talk about how to deal with negative thought forms. My holy elders, my most ancient of ancestors was like, let's do a video on how to deal with negative thought forms. What I mean by negative thought forms, it's those thoughts that you think over and over and over again. Perhaps you know, perhaps you had, some type of traumatic incident that may happen in your life or whatever the case, and you keep reliving those thoughts over and over in your mind. However, those thoughts become things. They become living entities that permeate your subconscious mind, and in turn permeates your aura and has an impact in your outer reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, most of us have made, pretty bad choices in terms of relationships, various forms of relationships. And when that relationship is over, we tend to think about that over and over again, the pain, the rejection, the betrayals, if that's the case. But those thoughts become things. They become entities. They become negative thought forms that we often dream about, and they have an impact in our outer reality. You know what I'm saying? So you can't simply ignore them, because they're going to continue to persist and cause havoc in your mind and your body. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're dwelling on negative thoughts, negative emotional stuff, this has an impact on your physical body. It attacks the gastrointestinal system. So you have to deal with these negative thought forms, and one effective way to deal with them is to hit these negative thought forms with a flaming sword. This here is an image or representation of Archangel Michael, the sigil of Archangel Michael. So you can visualize, a flaming sword. And once these thoughts begin to permeate your dream state, or these ideas begin to permeate your dream state or your consciousness, you are to hit these thoughts forms with that flaming sword. This cuts them in half. This busts up the whole energy field. And the more they come back, the more you hit them with this flaming sword. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking out a part of yourself. These are thought forms, but they are living things. They are living entities that are causing havoc in your subconscious mind. So various sounds also, 10,000 megahertz sound. This helps to get rid of, negative spiritual attachments. If you can find, like 10,000 megahertz from a reputable source, listen to that sound. It's a very high-pitched tone, but this also helps to clear negative spiritual attachments that may be permeating your aura or your consciousness, but also hitting those negative thought forms with a flaming sword. You continue to get images of perhaps someone who has betrayed you, or dreaming about somebody who has betrayed you. These are thought forms that are drawing energy from you, feeding into them. So they must be destroyed. They must be killed. They can't be ignored. Many of us are finding out the hard way that you cannot ignore negative thought forms. Things you think about over and over again become things that become conscious entities. So you have to kill them. And also, if you're on the spiritual path, one of the hardest challenges you have to deal with is the family dynamic. So again, you have to learn how to protect your energy field at all costs. So again, 10,000 not suggesting hit your family members with the flaming sword, but this is a message from my most ancient of ancestors, my holy elders, to protect your energy field now more than ever. So the 10,000 megahertz tone, this helps to clear your aura of any type of spiritual attachment. If you have bad relatives or toxic relatives or friends that may come by from time to time, these people have attachments on them. So if your energy field, your aura field is weak, they will permeate your aura. They'll jump off them and jump on you, and they say, you got these crazy thoughts out of nowhere, wild thoughts out of nowhere, and you have to cleanse yourself. So You want to work on ways you can protect your energy field at all costs, especially if you're in a situation where you have to live with some of these people and they're causing havoc just because, you're not doing some of the same things you used to do back in the day. If you was partying a lot, smoking a lot, drinking a lot. This too, especially if you partied a lot, depending on what your situation was, if you were doing things in the past that no longer serves you today, you may be still dreaming about these things. So that part of yourself is still living that life in the astral planes. So you have to deal with that because it has an impact on your outer reality. You know what I'm saying? So if you was out there trying to be Nino Brown back in the day and you still having dreams of being Nino Brown, that part of yourself is acting out that situation on the astral plane. So you have to deal with it so you don't bring that low vibratory energy into your outer reality. Even though you've changed and you've gotten on a different path, a part of yourself is still living that out in the astral plane. You know what I'm saying? If you made bad choices in dating, most of us have, and you still having dreams about those type of situations, a part of you is still doing that in the astral plane. So you have to draw that energy into your body and you have to put that flaming sword on that energy and take it out. This will help to lighten up your energy field. You will feel so much better. They're going to continue to come back once you hit them a few times with that sword, because this is you, this is your energy. But the more they come back, the more you hit it with that flaming sword, the weaker the energy becomes, and over time they won't come back. But this is very necessary in killing off those negative thought forms. This is the simplest way that I've been practicing as of late to hit those negative thought forms with a flaming sword. Here's something that this is giving you an idea of this flaming sword. This here is a flaming Tiwaz energy. I'll talk about Tiwaz in the next slide, but Tiwaz is the rune of the spiritual warrior, protects you from evil, and get into that in the next slide. But also dealing with the family dynamic. If you're here in the West, especially here in the States and in Europe, is going crazy. The energy is very low, and you're on the path of awakening. The Matrix is going to use those that's closest to you to bring your energy down, to keep you in constant distraction. So now you have to set clear boundaries, especially with family members. They are the hardest challenge you got to deal with on your path of awakening. And I've been doing this for 33 years. They're not going to lighten up. They see you. They see what you're studying. They may be intrigued about it, or they pretend to be intrigued about it. But some of you probably know what I'm talking about. They will not let up with the foolishness. They'll try everything. Usually one or two that come at you really hard, and they come consistently. They don't let up. So you have to make a clear decision, especially if you got a strong emotional attachment to one or two of them. You're just going to have to make a decision to either cut them off completely or set some strong boundaries and let them know if you're still about that foolishness, you can't come around me anymore. That's usually not going to get it. You have to sever connection from a lot of them completely. Remember, this is one thing to remember. This is a holographic illusion. We're in a simulation right now. Your family, your friends, with all the chaos, do you know what? They are not even here. They're on a ship somewhere or in a different domain projecting themselves here just like you. So you know what? They ain't even real. The antics and all of that makes you believe it's real. The brain makes it real. But in reality, we're all on some ship somewhere projecting our reality here into this simulation or this holographic illusion. So look at it from that perspective. You still got your work here to do. You still got your evolving here to do. You didn't reincarnate here for nothing. So you got your path to still walk here. But keep that in mind about all the antics that your family, your friends, or whoever is you know, coming your way with a lot of nonsense. Keep in mind that these people are probably on some ship somewhere projecting the foolishness into your reality to see what you're going to do. Are you going to stick to your path? Are you going to set those boundaries? Are you going to succumb to the negative energy and fold? I can assure you, if you fold, you're going to reincarnate in a similar or same dynamic with probably some of those same people. When I travel a lot at night, I go into different realms or different worlds, and I'm doing like a similar job I did for maybe 20 years when I worked at Procter & Gamble in the warehouse and loading trucks and unloading trucks. I'm in different realms doing the same thing with some of the same people. So you're in different planes of reality with some of the same people that you're in right now. So elevating your consciousness, you also have an aspect of yourself that is dwelling around more evolved people or beings. So you want to work diligently on elevating your consciousness and elevating the dream state. So you're dwelling more so in higher aspects of yourself, and you get a chance from time to time to run into various angels, even deities, elementals, even dragons, depending on what type of information you have already, what type of practices you have. You get a chance to meet some of these awesome higher level beings, even those from a different dimension. The more you elevate consciousness, the more they will open up to you. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you'll stay in the lower astral planes, in the different 3D worlds, meeting the same type of people, seeing the same type of people over and over again until you elevate your consciousness and you begin to dwell in higher levels and higher planes of existence. So flaming sword is one of the keys to dealing with those negative thought forms. Also, the Archangel Michael, visualizing like a sword in the sigil. This is a sigil here of Archangel Michael. Exercise your imagination or your visualization skills and visualize you a flaming sword with the sigil of Archangel Michael and get to it with those negative thought forms. Here we have an image here of the flaming TY. So those that are rocking hard with the runes, if you're new to this page and this is your first time looking at this video, we rock hard with the runes on this channel. Runes are cosmic forces of nature, as I stated in so many videos. They are very ancient primal energies found in various cultures all over the world. Many of the deities also rock hard with the energy and magic of the cosmic runing energies. They're often found in Scandinavia, the Nordic tradition, but they are also found all over the world. Very potent energies here of power. TYs here is the energy of the spiritual warrior, the energy of spiritual justice. It helps to strengthen your willpower, your spiritual backbone. What I mean by spiritual backbone, when you get on this spiritual path, it's work. You're not gonna find a dope practice and things are you're gonna be immortal or a deity in 24 or 48 hours. You have to consistently put in the effort of elevating your consciousness. And sometimes you can burn yourself out. It can get frustrated from time to time. Things may not be, moving according to how you want them to move. This where energy of TYs and even EDYs can help give you that spiritual endurance to help keep you, on your path and not, so much being knocked off balance by all the outside distractions, family, friends, social media, whatever the distraction may be. TYs is an energy that helps you stay focused, but it's an energy that protects you from all types of evil. Visualize the energy of TYs and smack those negative thought forms upside the head and deal with them, whatever they may be. You know what they are. If it's a negative thought that's causing you a lot of pain, a lot of agony, that is a real entity, a living entity that you have to destroy. You know what I'm saying? So visualizing these swords, and also, utilizing more so of your imagination to help pull yourself out of uncomfortable predicaments. The most sacred part of your inner journey involves meeting your inner giant, becoming one with it, allowing it to consume you, and then serving the inner giant. We all have that inner giant. So invoke that inner giant that dwells within you. Allow the energy to consume you. Become one with your inner giant. The more you invoke it or call upon it day and night, it will begin to awaken within your consciousness. And the ancient ancestors, wanted me to, remind you to use more of your imagination. You know what I'm saying? To fully liberate your imagination, do not limit yourself only to believing ideas that you can understand. Most of what happens in the universe is far beyond our understanding, but it happens anyway. So if you can imagine it, with your imagination and your willpower, you can bring anything into existence. You must learn to let your imagination give you answers that your mind cannot understand. This will free you from the tyranny of the intellect. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna understand, understand everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. Use your imagination. Use your magic more and more. Like, if you don't use your magic, someone would take it from you and enrich themselves with it. So if you have a bunch of magical knowledge and you're working all these different hours on these different jobs and you ain't got time to work your magic because you're so tired, that is, you're working outside in, not inside out. What I mean by that, a lot of people, again, when it comes to these negative thought forms, a lot of people are afraid to face themselves. They're afraid to really do some real spiritual work that addresses those inner demons. So to get away from the spiritual work, they will work 2 and 3 jobs, 4 jobs to get away from facing themselves. And this is an error, because you have to face these inner demons. You have to slay those inner demons. This raises your frequency, because you may be an awesome person, but these negative thought forms and negative energies are permeating your subconscious mind. So people are sort of antsy about stepping to you because they feel, he looks good, she looks good, but there's something off about this person. I don't know what it is. They got a good job and they look pretty good, but there's just something about them that keeps them at bay. Those are those negative thought forms, negative entities permeating your aura that will have a sensitive person to energy and vibration sort of not want to deal with you when you have those inner demons permeating your aura, attracting to you everything that you don't want. Just ask yourself, although you may be, for those who have made certain choices in relationships, let's just say relationship is a big topic on internet right now. Let's say you made bad choices, but you don't want to make those bad choices anymore, but you haven't done the work of healing the part of you that was craving that in the first place. Well, that part of you is still living that out in the astral planes and permeating your aura, permeating your subconscious mind. So even though you want a change or a more harmonious situation, those entities are still attracting negativity to you because you haven't dealt with them. You know what I'm saying? So work inside out, outside in. Ask the soul of yourself. Connect more with the deity that dwells within you. Connect more with your ancient ancestors. What can I do to move more efficiently and make more money without working myself to death? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to have more time to work on myself and at the same time make all the money I desire to make? You work inside out, now outside in, because at the same, you're working 80, 90 hours a week, and I'm exaggerating here, but if you're working so many hours, you come on still tired, those issues are still dwelling within you. You still have it. You may be making a little money, but you're still suffering on the inner plane because those inner demons can care less about how many hours you're working. They don't care about your credit score. They are still wreaking havoc in your inner world. So cracking that skull with Tiwa's rooting energy or some type of flaming sword. Learn to work with tones that help dissolve negative energies and all of that, and get the work cracking. You know what I'm saying? So the lower powers will discourage you from believing in your magic and then steal it from you as it builds up in your system. So the more you work your magic, you will find that it works its way into your pores, your cells, your thoughts, and your brain. The more you work with it, if you don't use your magic, someone will take it from you and enrich themselves with your magic. So it's imperative now more than ever that people that rule over you are magicians. They may be working some negative magic or demonic magic, whatever they're working, it's magic. You know what I'm saying? They may have all the trust, private trust, irrevocable trust, yada yada yada. Behind all of that, they are working some serious magic all the time. Not sometime. They're not waiting on full moons and new moons and some comet coming by. They are working magic all the time, every day, to stay in power. You have to also be military with working your magic to advance in your world, to heal yourself at the deepest level, because you know they also wanted me to mention my ancient ancestors or holy elders in terms of if you are the healer or the only one in your family on either side that's practicing, you know, spirituality the way you're practicing whatever you got going on. We tend to want to save the family, be the savior to the family. But if you have a history of, let's say, mental illness, for example, or alcoholism, for example, that's running deep into your genetic line, you decided to reincarnate in this time, those issues could be going back centuries or even thousands of years. So that is a bit much for you to think you're going to heal your entire line and try to save everybody in your family. That is too much. You're not really living your life as your soul intended for you to do when you're trying to save your entire family. The best way that you're going to elevate your bloodline is to heal yourself, to elevate your own self, to awaken to your highest potential. Remember, the more you heal your genetic line of those that are moving forward in your genetic line, even if you don't have any more children. You know what I'm saying? So the more you elevate your consciousness, the more you raise in vibration, this is helping your genetic line. The more you feed your ancestors, you give them offerings of ancestor money on a regular basis, you feed them, you help them to heal on the other side, you help them to acquire the things, you help them to resolve their debt they have on the other side from when they left this realm. You do all of that. This helps your genetic line. But those that are in your genetic line that are in La La Land, you pray for them as best that you can, and you keep it moving. You set those boundaries and you keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? You keep it moving. So that is the message here coming from the holy elders. Work more so on facing those negative thought forms. Now you have some suggestions that you can, visualize you a nice flaming sword, use your imagination, and crack the skulls of those negative thought forms. And for those who have some serious action going on with the mental and emotional energies or whatever, this is also a work that I do. I do a lot of mental and emotional healing work. This is a 9-day process, and I help to clear out those negative entities that are really challenging for an individual to get rid of. So I also supply additional ways that you can protect your energy field, protect your psychic energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy also. So if you're interested in this type of work, reach out via email and we can get more into it. It's a 9-day process. More details for those that are interested. Very, very awesome work here to help to clear away those negative entities that probably could be going, like for example, I've known of several of my clients who may have gallbladder issues, liver issues, whatever the case, but they eat pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They have pretty good diets, but they still suffer from various gastrointestinal issues. And remember, mental and emotional issues have an impact on your physical body also. But at the same time, for example, the gallbladder is envy or jealousy. But the person wasn't envious or jealous. You know what I'm saying? These emotions could be further along in the genetic line, is what I'm saying. So you may suffer from something your genetic line suffered from centuries ago or even thousands of years ago. You just got that illness. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny, but you now have to deal with that energy of gastrointestinal issues, even though you have a pretty good diet. This is spiritual, not so much physical. So this is where I work with various angels and higher level energies to help clear out those negative vibrations and help you to heal at a very high level. So if you're interested in this type of work, reach out via email. We get into it a little bit more in depth. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that share button for those you feel will appreciate this information. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Until next time, peace.